Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for stopping by, guys. I wanted to talk with you about a topic that I know some of you don't like to hear about, and we're going to talk about death. Death is something that is inevitable. It's something when I was little I didn't like to hear about it, and it's definitely not something I mull over and think about as an adult all the time. But death, guys, is the end of our natural life, but it is the beginning of our eternity. It is the beginning of our eternity. And sometimes, as believers, we know in society, everyone lives for the now. They live for now. They're living on this planet that is suspended in space. The earth is not sitting on a platform, or it's not on a ledge. It is just in nothing, and it's floating around. It's spinning around. And our time here is limited. And we have a certain time frame. Each and every one of us have a certain period of time to be on this planet. There is a time frame that we may think is appropriate for us to go, if at all, right? But we all have a time frame, and nowadays you see that people are dying out of order. Children are dying, teens are dying before adults. It's just crazy. So there is no specific way and say, well, these guys are young, let's leave them alone. It doesn't matter. And so death is something that comes. And so the thing is, are you prepared? What does that mean? Are you prepared for death? I'm not talking about having your will together and leaving things to who you're going to bequeath things to and all of that, and having death insurance. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about, are you prepared for your eternity? Because a lot of times people live for now. They're not realizing that, death isn't, they know it, but they don't think about it. Just live for now, having fun. Everybody plans their weekend. Everyone plans their holidays without any thought of I may not be here. And I'm not encouraging anyone to think that way, but just to know that this is a reality, that everything we plan and anything that we get to do, it's by the grace of God, and not because we have any control over it. You have no control if you're going to wake up tomorrow and go to work. You have no control over if you will be here the next hour. All of these things are based on God's will and God's design for you and our life. And the thing about it is, guys, as I said in a video before, you may have the outfit that you're going to die in your house right now. You probably worn it many times. It's like a dress rehearsal. We've put it on, walked around in it, not knowing that one day it will be the last time you put that on. There are people who marry somebody who don't realize this is the person that's going to kill them. We read enough news articles about that and hear about it. People buy a set of cutleries for the kitchen, not realizing that one of those cutleries are going to be used to end their lives. People buy guns for protection, not realizing this is what's going to be used against them. Or they will have to protect themselves by taking the life of somebody who they thought loved them and will be there forever. So there's an irony to death and how it goes, and there's an irony to it as far as when it comes, because there's no notice, there's no notification, there's no let me know if today's a good day. It just comes and it happens. And for that, I would say, are you prepared for it? How are you living your life now? Because in eternity, what you did in this life is what's going to determine your eternity. When life ends, there's no more sorries. I'm sorry ends. Opportunities to apologize ends. Opportunities to ask for forgiveness end. Do-overs will end. I love yous end. Hugs ends. Everything, every opportunity, Lord forgive me, is done. The sinner's prayer is no longer applicable. Giving your life to Christ, no longer an option. So what are you doing with your life? Take a look at your life. There may be things that you may have, material things, but do you have a carnage of people who you've hurt and used and abused? Who won't you forgive? Who do you have bitterness against? Who do you refuse to apologize to? Who have you hurt and just left them wounded to die? Who have you lied on? And what about your relationship with God? What is that like? Are we still doing sorry, not sorry? Are we finding it easier to ask God for forgiveness than to just to do things the right way? Are you still in the cycle of your same hang-ups and sins? Because eventually, all that's going to run out. And all there will be is eternity. People may not believe I don't believe that. Let me tell you, I have videos that's called my supernatural experiences. And I've never really been one to think about it. But I can tell you, the unseen is real. I have experienced it. Been awake and experienced it. Been awake watching television and just feeling myself just not able to talk and can't move, and my hand being touched, and I can hear everybody around moving upstairs, but I can't say anything. There are so many things that I can talk about. Tangible evidence. The unseen is real. I've experienced the evil, and then I've experienced God's presence. And I tell you, His presence is of such that I don't want to miss out on enjoying His presence and being in His presence and feeling that type of love for eternity. And so I say again, what are you doing with your life? Every moment of our life is so precious. What do you plan to do this weekend with your life? What are you taking yourself to do? What deposits is your soul going to make this weekend? Or what deposits will you receive? What will your encounters be? Each and every day that we have is precious. Today is precious because this is the last Friday of 2022 that I'll ever have. There'll be another Friday, God willing, but it will not be this same Friday. This day is today, one and only, and it's forever gone. And anything that you've done over the last few years, you did it, it's done, it's an eternity, it's finished, it's over. You can't go back and redo it. But God does give you the opportunity to ask for forgiveness and to make things right. You know, there's a song by the Winans that says, tomorrow I'll give my life. Tomorrow I thought about today, but it's so much easier to say tomorrow. I promise you tomorrow. Better choose the Lord today, 'cause tomorrow very well might be too late. Jesus says, here I stand. Won't you please take my hand? And you say, I will tomorrow. Jesus says, I am He who supplies all your needs. And you say, I know, but tomorrow Tomorrow, I'll give my life. Tomorrow, I thought about today, but it's so much easier to say tomorrow. Who promised you tomorrow? Better choose the Lord today, 'cause tomorrow very well might be too late. I hope you guys get the message. Tomorrow's not promised. I thank God that He gave me the opportunity to know Him, because had my life had been taken, had anything happened to me a few years ago, I can't imagine it. I can't imagine it. And I thank Him for His patience with me. And I want you to know, whatever life you have and whatever goodness and mercy you're experiencing right now, it's because of His patience with you, to give you another tomorrow and another tomorrow. He'll give you another tomorrow. He knows that tomorrow you're going to go and do the same thing that you've been doing all along, but He's going to give you another opportunity. He's going to give you another chance. 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 And then you're going to use that tomorrow to do something against Him. But He's going to give you another tomorrow and another tomorrow and another tomorrow and another 10 years of tomorrow, the past 10 years of tomorrow. But know that He is a God of His word. So when it's time, it's going to be time. And so think of your life. What have you been doing with it? Are you planning more lies? Are you still lying? Are you still cheating? Or are you doing what God has called you to do? None of us is perfect, but we should not live this life that's chaotic, deceitful, just hurt people, try to get over on people, asking for forgiveness, just trying to get over in life. Because when death comes, there are no do-overs. When it comes, there's no negotiations. When it comes, there may be tears, but it will not be moved by tears. It will be time to go. When death comes, there's no turning back. When death comes, some of you may plan, oh, well, when I'm about to die, I'll ask God to forgive me. But when death comes, you'll be so paralyzed and overpowered by its gravity of pulling you from your body, that you don't even have time to think to even say the sinner's prayer. Just something to think about, guys. God bless.